Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Yoru, and I'm your friendly neighborhood anime and manga fan. I love all things anime and all things manga, and I'm here today to talk about Chainsaw Man chapter 209. So, what did I think about this chapter? To be honest, I thought this chapter was crazy. I thought it was a very important chapter in the series, and I would go as far as to say that I think this will be one of the most pivotal as well, because a lot of stuff happens revolving Yoru, and you see that pretty much she gets a new power-up. Now, that power-up I'll get to as the chapter review continues, but this power-up is a very massive buff in her arsenal of weapons, and I would argue that is actually her strongest weapon up to date. So it's a very important chapter, and I can't wait to talk to you guys about it. Now, before I go any further with this week's chapter, I just want to give you guys a quick reminder to make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you guys can be up to date with all my Chainsaw Man, as well as all my anime and manga content that I'll be providing in this channel. It really helps out a lot, and I would really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe to my YouTube channel. So if you guys could, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, with all that out of the way, let's talk about this week's chapter. So this week's chapter starts off right where we left off, which was pretty much the Falling Devil defeating Yoru. But in this chapter, we get clarification that she not only defeated Yoru, but she also defeated Denji, because Denji gets pretty much injured. He gets stabbed, in the head and the stomach, and they're all laying out cold. Like, it seems like they're all defeated, and the Falling Devil even walks into the room. She's like, wow, I was even holding back, and you guys are like, just pushovers. Like, I defeated you guys that easily. Wow. And she was like, I did think that the War Devil was much more powerful than this. I was told that you were more powerful than this, and you pretty much disappointed me. And what we see pretty much going forward is that after that, she kind of like staring at Yoru, like in the floor as Yoru was knocked out. And then within an instant, like literally, she is no longer on inside, and she's actually behind the Falling Devil, stabbing her, which was a crazy moment, because I was like, whoa, did she just speed blitz the Falling Devil? A devil that was so powerful that, up to this point in the story, nobody has really taken her down, except for the fake Chainsaw Man. That was like a sneak attack. So I was really surprised at the fact that, Yoru was able to like not only speed blitz her, but, get a shot behind her and stab her. And talking about this, we got to talk about Fujimoto. My man keeps buffing the Falling Devil. I swear to God, like every time I see this character, her butt keeps getting bigger and bigger, which I'm not complaining, all right, but it's just a notable fact that I keep, noticing every time I see her, with these angles that Fujimoto puts her in, which I know what he's doing. We all know what he's doing. He is a cake lover. He loves giving us cake, and this chapter really was something special in that regard. But turning in more of a serious note, we see that as she continues to attack the Fallen Devil, tries to counterattack her. She pushes her away into a building, and within an instant, the Yoru comes back up and slices her like into pieces. And this is crazy. Like, I was thinking throughout the chapter, like, what's going on? Like, why did she get all this power out of nowhere? And I kept thinking to myself, like, oh, this must be like a some sort of like new weapon. I didn't know exactly what it would have been. I know it must have been a buff, or she woken something up within her, but I wasn't so sure about what was gonna go down. And as she pretty much is slicing the Fallen Devil into pieces, she starts thinking to herself like, oh, why did I forget? Like, how could I forget this? And I was thinking like, what? And then she keeps saying like, why did I forget? How could I forget this? She's like, oh, I remember now. I remember everything now. Like, how, this, and she keeps bringing up these vague statements. And throughout the fight, I'm thinking like, okay, why did she remember? What exactly did she remember right now? I knew it was gonna be some sort of weapon, like a new power or something, but I did not expect it to be the thing that we get later on, which pretty much is that once she keeps fighting the Fallen Devil's like, oh, you think you can defeat me? And like, as she's being, like, the Fallen Devil has been, looks like a fodder character right now. Like, she looks like, Yoru is making this look like easy peasy. She's not struggling whatsoever. The Fallen Devil tries to fight back by like twisting her arms. Does not matter. Yoru overpowers her, and eventually she like crushes her. Like, you see this explosion where you just see the Fallen Devil's like legs up to, you just see her legs and under, and everything on her upper torso, and everything gets destroyed. You just see pretty much the half of her. Which I could make a Jujutsu Kaisen joke, but I won't, because I don't want to spoil anything. But if you guys know, you guys know. But continue, we see that pretty much after Yoru gets the W, she defeats the Fallen Devil. We get this panel where we see that there's some clarification on what's going on in the world, And this was a major update in the status of the world, in the Chainsaw Man world as of right now, which is a very important fact because this has been a plot thread that has been pretty much building up in the background for quite a bit now. The conflict in the world, everybody being, tense, and we get this news broadcast where you see this new news guy, this broadcaster guy. He pretty much is breaking down, like, apparently the war between the Soviet Union and the US has, reached critical heights that has been unprecedented to this point in the story, which is that apparently America tested this new weapon, and this new weapon was tested in Soviet Union cities and completely obliterated them. It's a fusion of, uranium, plutonium, something along those lines. So it's talking about nuclear power and how this weapon was so devastating. And what we pretty much end up leaving the chapter in a note with is that we find out that throughout the whole, ambiguousness of the fight, where we see that Yoru keeps bringing up, like, oh, how could I forget? How could I forget? Oh, I remember now. The thing that she was remembering now was apparently nuclear weapons, because the nuclear weapons have been re-established in the world of Chainsaw Man. Thanks to the conflicts in the world between the Soviet Union and the USA, we see that pretty much they have created nuclear weapons again. And once they were created once again, the manifestation of said fear set in once again, which is the reason that Yoru was able to get this power at the right moment. Now, is it a little bit too situational? Sure it is, but it does make sense in the plot line and the story of Chainsaw Man. At least for me, it does. And I thought it was a great way for Fujimoto to reintroduce the nuclear weapons. At first, when I heard bombs and all this, I was like, is he re-establishing Reese? Give me hopes, man. Give me hopes. But no, it's the fact that Yoru had forgotten about nuclear weapons. And this is something that she, I believe, had brought up even back in the first chapter, part 2, if I remember correctly. I think she says something along the lines of, I'll make you throw up nuclear weapons, Chainsaw Man, or something like that. I could be wrong. I haven't read that chapter in a very long time, obviously. But I remember something like that along those lines, where she was like, I'll make you throw up nuclear weapons. Or she said something along the lines. I was like, I'll make you throw up something like bombs or whatever. I could be wrong. I might be misremembering. If I am, let me know in the comment section down below. But yeah, this revelation was insane. A great revelation. And even Yoru's face, like, she's in complete shock. Throughout it all, she's just like, what? And you see like a nuclear, the nuclear air bomb or whatever, with the cloud. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. You see the whole aftermath with a big cloud, the iconic like nuclear bomb with the big cloud in the background. We see that in as Yoru looks very surprised. And this chapter is a very, very heavy chapter when it comes to the content that we got. I know it must have been, and I know most of the chapter was just a big action scene between the Fallen Devil and Yoru, but I can't stress this enough, guys. This is a pivotal moment in the story, because now Yoru gets even a bigger buff. A buff so powerful that she was able to manhandle the Fallen Devil, which, if you guys, for any power scaler out there when it comes to Chainsaw Man, the Fallen Devil has been brought up to be a very powerful threat. I mean, even Denji and her fighting her was like, easy peasy for the Fallen Devil for the most part. Especially because she was apparently holding back. Obviously, once she got this new power, she was definitely not holding back. At least that's my assumption. But yeah, the nuclear weapons have been introduced to Chainsaw Man. And I truly believe that the world of Chainsaw Man will never be the same going forward, because now that you brought up arguably the biggest fear in human, the 21st century, that is brought to bring a lot of chaos and a lot of death, and obviously way more power for Yoru, which could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on where she aligns to later in the end of the story. But yeah, with all that being said, what did you guys think about this week's chapter? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys thought it was alright? Whatever you guys thought, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, thank you so much for sticking all the way to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Chainsaw Man, as well as more anime and manga content in the near future. But yeah, with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.